Hey fellow explorers, today I'm in Santa Monica, California, one of the most popular and iconic beaches in Los Angeles, and in this video I'm going to show you some of the best things to see, do, and eat around the beach and pier area. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I can see. I am starting this sort of towards the end of the Santa Monica Pier. There's a couple of restaurants here at the end, the harbor office. There's a gift shop all about gifts for the end of the Route 66 because this is where the famous Route 66 ends. This pier is a combination of wood and concrete, and it's really iconic because it has a amusement park on it right there. We'll take a look at that in a moment. You'll find lots of vendors that are on here, entertainers, artists, all year round. This pier is open, and so is the amusement park. Looking down to the south, we see Venice Beach, and it's a really clear day today at the end of May. Rancho Palos Verdes, Redondo Beach down that way. We've got a bodyboarder down here on his yellow bodyboard catching some waves. It is currently low tide. It's about 11 a.m. on a Friday, and you can see this place is already starting to hop. Admission to the pier itself is free. Admission to the amusement park is free. If you want to go on the rides, you got to pay. This is looking over to the north, and you notice big, wide, sandy beach. This is where Baywatch was filmed, the widest sandy beach in Los Angeles. We've got Malibu, the Pacific Palisades. This is the areas that were affected by the fires. They have officially reopened Pacific Coast Highway, so you can now drive to the north where you weren't able to just a couple weeks before filming this video. Even though it's wood, they've got this nice thing in the center, so for folks on wheelchairs and things like that, it'll help them get down to the foot of the pier. In this video, we're going to explore the pier. I'll take you to some of the other things you might want to see on the beach. Then we'll head up, check out Santa Monica downtown and the Third Street Promenade up the hill just that way. Out in front of the pier, we've got a few eateries out here. We've got the Patio 66 Bar and Grill, not open yet because it's not quite lunchtime, but you can see you're going to be paying premium prices for lemonade here on the pier, $7. We've got an entertainer out here who's doing a magic show. This is a magic show with the best view. I love that. Okay. Also in front of Pacific Park, which is the amusement park, there's a coffee bean and tea leaf, a photo booth, some nice tables that you can eat at here. We've got Mr. Nice Fry. Isn't that nice of them to have nice fries? They open sort of different times throughout the season. Today they open at 11, so they're not quite open yet, but you can see they're starting to get all the rides going. They've got a Ferris wheel, they've got a roller coaster. You can buy the rides individually, or you can get like a wristband and do unlimited rides for the day. There's a burger place over here, but if you want to do burgers, if you're hungry for burgers, I got a couple other places that are going to be tastier than this one. And actually one on the pier, so not too far away. This pier, oh, by the way, how much is this? A burger here is going to cost you $10.50. Make it a combo with fries and a drink, plus $11. Oof, all right. We have a little gift shop right here, and I told you this is all about being the end of the Route 66, so you'll find tons of Route 66 merchandise and memorabilia here at Pier Gear and also at the gift shop that is at the end of the pier. We have like a trapeze school over here, so if you wanted to learn how to be in the circus, you know what? This is this is where you can do that at the Santa Monica Trapeze School. On the corner, we've got Japa Dog. They specialize in Japanese style hot dogs. What's a Japanese style hot dog? We'll go take a closer look, but there's definitely the LA Dodger Dog. LA is famous for these bacon wrapped hot dogs, but you can see who's eating here. We've got Ice Cube who's eating here, Anthony Bourdain at Japa Dog, originally hailing from Vancouver, Canada. And just before filming this, oh, here's a picture. The Wagyu beef Terry Mayo right there. That's an example of a Japa Dog. I ran into a couple fellow explorers from Toronto, Canada. All right, great to see you if you watch this video. Okay, this is the big arcade on the pier. This place has been here for a long time. They've got tons of skee ball, Halo, fortune tellers. They sadly, as far as I can tell, don't have a Dance Dance Revolution machine, but they do have this Step Maniac. So if you got kiddos, they're sure to enjoy the video game play out in there. Oh, and yes, of course, it's a pier, so they've got Zoltar to tell your fortune. You put some money in. Actually, it looks like somebody, can we get our fortune right here? No, we can't get the fortune. It's not sticking quite out. But they give us a little card, tells you fortune. You get a card that then tells you your fortune some more. Okay, we got another gift shop over here. And so this is the burger place I told you should eat at instead of the little one, Pier Burger. Actually, they make pretty decent burgers. They're not much cheaper. They're a little bit cheaper. A double cheeseburger here, which if you like burgers, get this one, $10.50. Fries, $4.75. Pretty solid burgers here. And they've got a cool, like, interior to eat in, along with some outside seats too. If you're in the downtown area, I'll tell you where you should eat there too. We've got some tour groups that are setting up here with their flags to tell everybody where to go. There's a big tour group destination. Blazing Saddles for bike rentals and tours. So if you want to rent a bike, go around the beach. Here's one spot that you can do it right here on the pier. A iconic eatery is Bubba Gump Shrimp. A lot of Forrest Gump memorabilia inside. Decent shrimp, not the world's most amazing. We can take a look at the menu over here so you can see it. Here we have the famous stuffed shrimp. That's their famous thing. $28.99 gets you that plate of stuffed shrimp. A few different staircases that you can go down from the pier. This is a nice one because if you're trying to get to the water, and actually, you know what, we'll go down this way. We'll go underneath the pier and around. We've got somebody blowing bubbles right up. It's like he's strategically placed to blow the bubbles and get them up onto the pier. That's a lot of fun. You can see there is a second story to this Bubba Gump Shrimp, ground floor, second floor. Big pier parking lot over here. This parking lot going to be quite expensive. I like to park in downtown Santa Monica up the hill. We'll see that in a moment. But what I think is hilarious on this wooden path to the beach, the number of like cart vendors that come down here, all selling fruit. Like everybody sells the same thing, but they're clearly just getting started for the day. And I wonder, like, so those three, are they all related to each other? Like, do they sell better when there's more of them? I don't know. But California recently passed some regulations the last couple of years that basically allow street vending, like anywhere that's a sidewalk. And I guess this qualifies as a sidewalk. So ever since that passed, Santa Monica has seen a ton more of these sort of vendors descend on the beach. All right, the sand here, fine powdery sand, not perfectly white, a little bit more on the browner side, but really nice to play in, relax in. It is a generally kind of shallow, sandy beach that goes out to the water, so you don't have to worry about any rocks or things like that are going to be too sharp under the water. The enterprising cart sellers, they actually go out on the beach and they have these special carts with these inflatable tires to roll them down on the beach. Now, it's early in the day, so it's not too busy here to hang out on this beach, but later in the day, it will definitely get busier. We can see the pier down here. We're gonna walk our way underneath because it is a classic California thing to go ahead and walk under the pier and get yourself a photo while you are underneath the pier. It is almost 11 a.m., so the Pacific Park should be opening just shortly. This pier, as you can see, it's wood on top, but it's concrete on the bottom. You know, in the history of piers, when they're all wood, and they have a tendency to burn down or fall apart, and so that's how they've been able to keep the historic charm of this, but make the thing not fall down. All right, so we are heading underneath the pier now to cross over, and just like a real moody vibe down here. Pigeons going. And we can see the boogie boarder. He's just on the other side. Well, maybe you can see him. So many pillars, so many pylons. But this is, you know, taking your selfie, right? Like, it's the classic selfie to take like this, straight down underneath the pier. Woo! I don't want to get wet. I got a lot of walking to do today, and can't get the sneaks wet. Chris, why are you walking on the beach with your shoes? What are my shoes today? Size 14 Hoka's right here. That's right. Because I'm walking on like the pier up there and a lot of the sidewalks. So Santa Monica, even though it's a beach destination, so you might want to kick off your shoes. For most people, it's a long walk from the car, from the train to the beach. So you'll probably want some sort of footwear to get you from your vehicle to the sand unless you're parking at that expensive parking lot that is right on the beach. About a mile south down this way will get you to Venice Beach. If you want to see that, I've got a whole separate video covering Venice Beach. I'll put a link to that in the description or at the end of this video. And now what I want to show you is a little bit up that way to the original Muscle Beach. You may have heard where Arnold Schwarzenegger got his start is at Muscle Beach, which is currently in Venice Beach, but the original one is just up here. I'm gonna speed up this walk. See over there, oh, police helicopter. It's Los Angeles, like Grand Theft Auto, you know. Now, something I get a lot of questions on is how safe is Santa Monica? Because ever since COVID, there's definitely been a much more significant homeless population in Santa Monica than there was before. We see Santa Monica's finest over there, moving someone off the beach. You will see in Santa Monica a lot of homeless, particularly in the downtown area. So that is just something to know when you come here. It's not going to be the idyllic Disneyland destination where you're hermetically sealed off from the world. And when we check out the downtown, I'll continue to talk more about that as we get up there. Santa Monica being so close to LA, the influencer capital of the world, you'll also see a lot of people out filming things, taking photos, shooting movies. They have a much bigger camera than I do for whatever it is that they're out here filming today. Looks like a commercial for some soda. All right, there are a couple of boardwalks or sidewalks here in Santa Monica along the coast. This side is for pedestrians. This side is for bicycles. There is another one over that way, and we've got someone serenading us right here. As we get to the original Muscle Beach, this outdoor area with the rings, with the bars, this is where you will see tons of people working out and, of course, filming themselves as they do it. As you would, because you know what? Now it's not just sufficient to work out and be buff, but you got to put it on the IG, right? Where's the TikTok? Where do you have to put it now? I don't know. I'm not as cool as the young'uns. But so this is a cool place to come and just see some really strong people working out. If you're looking for public restrooms, you'll find them on the pier. You'll also find some down here too. They are generally cleaner in Santa Monica than they are in Venice Beach to the south, although they can be busy. For the cleanest sort of public restrooms, you'll want to head up to the mall just on the top of the hill that we will walk by. You'll see that. Okay, this is the second boardwalk that I mentioned. This one just for pedestrians. If you want to ride your bike, then you would do it out there. This is the Santa Monica lifeguard station, and you can see the sign right up here that says this is the original location of Muscle Beach, the birthplace of the physical fitness boom of the 20th century. All right. If you're looking for hotels to stay at, and we're going to pass some up there, but like these right here, right along the sand, these are the ones that, like, if you can afford it, would be super awesome because they're going to be the most, I'm going to say quiet, quiet and chill. As you get into the downtown area, they won't be cheap up there either. They'll be less than these ones that are on the sand, but things just get noisier up there. A lot of cars, a lot of people, a lot of trains. We have the original hot dog on a stick over here. This is a chain that sells corn dogs. They have a number of locations across the country, but their original location is this one. Chris, that doesn't look very old. It doesn't. They recently remodeled and refurbished the whole thing, but this spot is where really the big corn dog chain got popularized, and you could get their fresh made to order stick items for $6.79. I think it's hilarious that they refer to it as a stick item. Okay, so we have another spot down here that will rent bike rentals. There's a couple of other like restaurants that are down this way, but to get back up to the downtown, we're actually going to get back up on the pier. There's a cool little ship over here for the kiddos to play on, and this kind of like neat like dragon head, crocodile head, something like that. Sometimes you can park on the pier. It's closed today because they're setting up for a special event. But if you want like the coolest parking, definitely parking on the pier is pretty cool. Underneath the pier, they have a aquarium, the Heal the Bay Aquarium. And next to the pier pizza and subs. And then just in this way, something pretty cool. I think a lot of people pass because you might not know it's inside this building, but the Santa Monica Carousel from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays, 7 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays is in here. Tickets are $3 for adults or kids, and it's just a neat old school carousel. If you do want to ride this, no, the horses on the outside, they don't go up and down. Only the horses in the middle go up and down. And then there's a cool old-fashioned soda fountain here in the side that you can sit in one of these stools, get the ocean breeze. I think they open a little bit later today. Okay, that's the Bubblegum Shrimp. There's a couple bit more restaurants that are over this way, but we're gonna make our way up the pier now to the top to check out downtown Santa Monica and check out the Third Street Promenade. When it is open for vehicle traffic, beware of walking out in the street. Today is closed, so we could totally walk out there if we want to. Right here, there's a cool overlook for the Pacific Coast Highway, the Route 1. There's also another way to get over here. There's a little pedestrian bridge that'll take you over this way up into the downtown area as well. Note that it hugs the coast through Malibu, but then once it gets to Santa Monica, it goes inland a few blocks to continue its way down south, all the way down to San Diego. Pretty scenic drive. If you're here and you want the most scenic drive along the coast, it's definitely going to be the Pacific Coast Highway. The fastest route is going to be the Interstate 5, or here through LA, the Interstate 405. Okay, we're going to go down that way in a second, but first I'm going to turn left here, and I'm going to show you that there's a cool little park here up along the cliff. And so if you are looking for, oh, am I in this photographer's way? Okay, here, let's go quickly. Popular spot for wedding photos right here, as he sneaks and looks how he did with his photo. All right. You'll find lots of food vendors up here. Cool cannon when they were doing like coastal defenses up here. So if you didn't like the fruit vendors down at the bottom, you'll find more fruit vendors up here. I would say this is probably not the spot that you want to walk like too late at night, because this is definitely a spot that turns into a place where a lot of people sleep here in the park if they don't have any other better place to sleep. But we've got the wide sidewalk that's in the middle, and then the cool sidewalk over there that you can then get some neat views back on the Santa Monica Pier this way with the police helicopter that's flying over again. I do think the police helicopter, it's always one of those where you say like, well, how safe is Los Angeles anyway? And you know what? Most people who live here would probably say it's as far as big cities are concerned, it's safe, but it definitely has its issues. A lot of petty crime has definitely become a big thing, not just here in Santa Monica, but in California. And a number of stores have just closed in downtown Santa Monica because they just can't take it anymore. The REI in particular was pretty famous for having closed in downtown Santa Monica. And I did go to that REI before it closed, and there was somebody urinating on the front steps of REI as I was walking in. And you're like, oh, I can see why REI is closing here. We've got some food trucks here selling nachos. Speaking of hotels, this is a pretty cool hotel, the Shore Hotel, one of the newer ones down here in Santa Monica. There is also the Fairmont Hotel, which is just down that way. So this is another good area that I would look at staying at hotels right along this main street above the cliff. Be careful as you're crossing the street here too, because you have a little bike path before you cross the actual street. So they have a tendency not to stop quite as much. All right, let me speed up the traffic and then we'll start to cross the street. Okay, we are now crossing Ocean and Broadway. That's the intersection. The Third Street Promenade, we get first, second, third, 3 blocks up that way. We're gonna go back over this way to go down the street that ends up at the pier, so we can check out some of the stuff over there before we head through the Third Street Promenade. Cool little fire at this place. A lot of good restaurants on Ocean as well. If you're looking for the hippest, highest end places to dine in Santa Monica, you'll often find them right around here. Blue Plate Taco. Again, we are here early, so there's not that many people eating yet, but you come in about an hour and it'll be quite busy. We can take a look at their menu over at Blue Plate Taco. A taco combo of 2 tacos is gonna cost you about $20. The Shore Hotel has a small pool right there in the center because, well, you're by the beach, so go use the beach. Parking in Santa Monica, not cheap, and definitely rates that go up and down depending upon the weekend. At the Shore Hotel today, they have up to 4 hours of beach parking for $15. Beware of those signs. LA is really famous for it, where they advertise a price, but it's not all day. Here it's 4 hours. Sometimes it'll be as short as 15 minutes, so be careful. But as we continue the walk, I'll show you the parking structures that I like to park in, and in fact, where I parked in today. Pretty much all these places kind of raise and lower their prices all at the same time, but you should just come to the conclusion that you are gonna pay for parking if you are driving your car to Santa Monica. You can take the Metro, the LA Public Transit. The Expo line runs all the way here from LA Union Station. Takes you about an hour-ish to get from downtown LA here to Santa Monica. Red O, high-end Mexican restaurant. They serve pretty tasty food. They're gonna be more expensive than that taco shop that we saw earlier. Fogo de Chao, Brazilian barbecue. Okay, this is the intersection of Colorado and Ocean. This is the Santa Monica Pier sign, the classic selfie spot. This is a bit of a scramble crossing, so everybody crosses at once as they go up here. This is really the main thoroughfare down to the pier. The trains, the Metro trains, they come in just a few blocks up that way, so as soon as the train gets here, a lot of people come down. Probably my favorite taco spot near the beach is Tacos 1986 right here. Really good Mexican street style tacos. Not many seats, you'll probably end up standing around in there. I also like Benny's rotisserie chicken and tacos. They are a few blocks in, so you might need to ride a bike or Uber over there, but I really like their rotisserie chicken burrito. There are these string lights that go across the street here, so if you're here at nighttime, it has just kind of a cool vibe of these lights that go across. Looking at hotels, you'll also find there's like a Courtyard and Hampton Inn that's along Colorado here by the train station. Those would be okay too. They'd be less money than those ones on Ocean, but I wouldn't go much further than like 6th, because you go by that and then you can't really walk to the beach anymore. Like, it's not really walkable, and I feel like if you're spending the premium to stay by the coast in Santa Monica, then you absolutely want to be able to walk to the beach. And if you can't, then you might as well just stay somewhere else and just Uber in. All right, as we wait to cross the street, let me speed up the traffic through this intersection. All right, green light. So we are now crossing 2nd Street. And we are looking at one of the parking garages that I recommend that you park at. There are 6 of these parking garages in Santa Monica. But before we do that, let me show you this map right here so you can just see a little bit more about where we're walking, how this area connects. There's like a bike rental place that has this map right here. So we are here in Santa Monica. We're gonna walk through this little Third Street Promenade that's up that way. Venice Beach Boardwalk down to the south, Malibu up this way. So that gives you kind of a general idea of where we are. This is the zoom in to the Santa Monica Pier, Colorado, and where we are right now. Okay, cool bikes here. You can rent the tandem bikes. Like, this is cool. It's a tandem bike and it has a little back for kids in it. That looks like a lot of fun. I might come back here with OC Girl and my 5-year-old daughter to rent that. Okay, but these parking structures on the right, these are public parking structures built by the city of Santa Monica. The first 90 minutes in these parking structures is free, and then you pay hourly after that. Cheaper on weekdays, more expensive on weekends, but they start at something like $2 for the first hour after the first 90 minutes, with a maximum price of like $20 to $25 a day. So that's where I would recommend you park. Some of the spaces in the parking structures are 3 hours only, but there's a whole bunch that you can park all day. If you're with kiddos and they absolutely need McDonald's, you'll find one right there. The drive-through actually is through the parking garage, oddly enough. This is the big shopping mall by the coast in Santa Monica. This is called Santa Monica Place, and it's had its ups and downs, but looking for clean restrooms, you will find them in here, in the department stores, also near the food court on the top. If you like Taiwanese food, you will find a Din Tai Fung up on the top of here as well. They just recently opened. If you've never been to Din Tai Fung is a Taiwanese soup dumpling restaurant. They specialize in xiaolongbao, these small dumplings with pork and soup. They're really delicious. There used to be a big food court. It's become a lot smaller, but you'll find Sbarro's and Sprinkles up there. Also a cheesecake factory and Lulu restaurant. So we often eat here in Santa Monica Place. If you've been to Santa Monica in days of old, this used to be a enclosed shopping mall where everything was inside, but some decade-ish ago, maybe 2 decades ago, I don't know, time flies, they tore down the indoor mall and built it as this open air mall. It never really did all that well. COVID then hit, and so it's really struggled. You will find a lot of places still kind of out of business, or they come and they go, just like you can see here, nothing on the left, nothing on the right. A lot of pop-up exhibitions, so we've been to see like the Dr. Seuss exhibition. If you go up onto the top floor, you will find a cool children's museum up on the top floor. Okay, so the middle part of the mall opens up to Third Street. And so this is the beginning of the Third Street Promenade. Some of the parking structures here, they open up into this mall. And I guess when I said there's 6, there might be 7. I don't know how they're numbered exactly. But there's 6, 7, 8, 5, something like that. Like on that order of number of parking structures that you can count on 2 hands. So if you want to come to the mall, then those parking structures that connect directly to the mall can be pretty convenient, though they are the ones that fill up quicker than the rest of the parking structures. Okay, so this Third Street Promenade section now that we're coming out to, this used to be a street, but is now a pedestrian-only street. It used to be like the it place to be in Santa Monica, and we'll take a look at it as soon as this light turns green again. So we'll speed up the traffic. Okay, so now the light has turned green. Back this way, there's somebody who's like yelling at the top of his lungs, yelling at nobody, just yelling at the sky. Yeah, that's the part that, like, you know, dealing with the homeless people around here, the situation. There are definitely a lot of people that need some mental health help, and I would say that's the part that makes it feel the least safe, are the people who are yelling around and clearly out of their element. So just keep your distance, I would say. We've got McConnell's ice cream over here. This is an ice cream shop from Santa Barbara. I really like that place. They have a sampler of 5 different ice creams. Their strawberry is particularly good. But this Third Street Promenade used to be like the hopping place. It would be packed in here. But now, like, this shop's out of business, 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 this shop's out of business. I had some people recently ask me, Chris, how is Santa Monica after the fires in LA? Which is why I came out here today to do this walk. And I would say all this, the fact that this promenade is like half empty, really doesn't have anything to do with the fires. These have been empty before the fires. And really, you know, is it a product of COVID? Is it a product of the homeless situation so that people don't feel safe? There's a lot of different theories, but the city of Santa Monica is definitely trying to revitalize the Third Street Promenade. They are recently passed a provision to allow like open carry of alcoholic containers on Third Street, so that if you're eating in a restaurant, like, you can go between them and carry booze along the street. So maybe that'll help things. We can see there's a big Apple store over here. I'm sure that does pretty well. We've got Miniso over here for all of your little Asian pop culture stuff. Bruxy sells pretty good chicken and waffle sandwiches. That's right, you can see it says waffle sandwiches. They have a lot of fried chicken things, but in particular, this is what their chicken and waffle sandwich looks like. Give it a go. I like that spot. Santa Monica Pop-Up Police Department, if you need any police assistance in this little old school market pavilion. Santa Monica has just like a cool history, and there are a lot of these really neat historic buildings. They, used to be like big anchor stores, but I think too the rent is just so high that the smaller stores that would want to move in, none of them want to move into these gigantic places. So this being said, if you're coming here and you're like, well, what should I do in Santa Monica with my time? How long should I spend here? I previously, prior to COVID, I would have advised, spend like 3/4 of a day here, spend your, lunchtime, go to the beach, come to the Third Street Promenade at night. Today, the Third Street Promenade is pretty sad. So I would probably spend most of your focus around the Santa Monica Pier, maybe a couple hours here, maybe get lunch up here, and then probably head on, and then probably head out, and then check out the Venice Beach Boardwalk afterwards or before, until life comes back to this again. Now, people will always say, but Chris, if you say that, then this place will never come back again, because these places will stay out of business until people start to come back. And I think people start to come back, like it's a two-edged sword, but me telling you what the actual situation is today, people realize it, whether I tell them or not. There's plenty of other videos that people have done about this street to show what the real situation is. Graham Steffen, he grew up in Santa Monica and did a great video about the Third Street Promenade, just saying how sad he feels about it. And a lot of people say, well, right here, I'm not going to make this political, but I'll read you this political sign. Resign, Karen now. Meet Karen Bass's family. Do you think she cares about yours? Mayor of Los Angeles. Santa Monica is its own city, but it's connected to LA, and so I'll let you decide what you want to on that. That's just a report of how some people in Santa Monica feel that put up that sign. We've got a yogurt land over here, self-serve yogurt place if you've got kiddos and they're looking for ice cream. That's a good spot. Silver Lake Ramen, really undelicious ramen. I would give that a hard pass if you're looking for ramen. Where would I go for ramen? There is a neighborhood east of Santa Monica along the 405 called Sawtelle, S-A-W-T-E-L-L-E, sometimes called Little Osaka. That's where all the super good Japanese restaurants are. My favorite there for Tsukaimen, which are dipping noodles, a little thicker than ramen, is called Tsujita, T-S-U-J-I-T. By the way, I've got a whole walking tour of the Sawtelle district as well. So you can check that out afterwards. There is a movie theater over here, AMC Movie Theater. Underneath it is Stefano's Pizzeria if you're looking for pizza by the slice. This is a convenient one. There's also a Joe's Pizza, which is pretty good around here too. Okay, we are crossing Arizona, and we are now on the last block of the Third Street Promenade. Apparently, every Sunday they have chess. There we go. There's a cool little milk craft tea in this building in the center. I wish them well. I have them starred on my Google Maps to try next time I'm here, but clearly not open yet. Looks like they're opening soon. This place, Trick Art Museum, they reached out to me about a year ago to say, like, Chris, we'd love if you do a video of our place, and sadly they are out of business. Hopefully that wasn't because I didn't come and do a video. I don't think it is. I just think it's because, look, for lease, for lease, for lease, for lease. Nobody is renting these places. And if you were gonna rent one, would you wanna rent on the street where half the stores are out of business? I don't know. But for those of you who are staying here, like the Cabo Cantina, I appreciate you. Please do, because I wanna see the street be vibrant again. I used to remember in my 20s, this was a really great place to come. I brought my mom here a few years ago, and she was like, what? What happened to the Third Street Promenade? Like, what happened to this place? So, okay, we'll go over here. We've got this outlandish. This is new. It looks like they're trying to make a go of it. Welcome to shopping with TikTok. It's like a TikTok shop. Are people doing live in here? It's like, oh, are these a bunch of like little TikTok shops? Oh yeah, they're people on TikTok. They're live streaming. This is interesting. So they've got their little, you can shop this stream here on TikTok, the Dodo chocolates. Here's another one. I had no idea something like this exists. The back studio is closed for the mega live stream. We've got someone dancing over here. Hi there. She has, what can we see? 68 people watching the live stream right there. Doing a giveaway. Very good. We've got 98 people on this live stream, 96. It's got to be weird to be them trying to focus on the live stream. Pretty good, how about yourself? Trying to focus on the live stream while somebody behind them is talking. They do a pretty good job though, I will say. All right, and I guess we can see where they do the chess right out this way. We got these cool chairs to sit in. You can like sit in these and kind of spin around. I told you I would tell you where my favorite burger place is up here. It is just one street down that way. It's called Hi-Ho Cheeseburger. They make really good premium cheeseburgers. Chris, what about In-N-Out? Don't you love In-N-Out? I do love In-N-Out, but they're not right around here. Next to Hi-Ho Cheeseburger is a Italian restaurant called Uovo. They fly in their pasta every day from Italy, and so that's my favorite Italian spot, Uovo, U-O-V-O, and my favorite cheeseburger is Hi-Ho Cheeseburger, what I'm actually gonna go eat as soon as I'm done shooting this video, because I am hungry now after this walk. Here at 3rd Street in Wilshire ends the 3rd Street Promenade, and that's gonna bring us to the end of our time in this video, but it doesn't have to be the end of our time together today, because you can watch more of my videos. Check out the nearby Venice Beach Boardwalk, check out my whole Los Angeles travel tips video, or if you wanna dive into my whole LA series, you'll find the playlist of over 100 videos right here. As usual, I won't say goodbye, because I'll see you in the next video.